What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. I haven't been introducing you.
I know. I'm the wife, just here for looks.
Anyways, we got another Keto Savage Kitchen episode for you, and I'm super excited about this one because this one is a classic for a competition prep with a ketogenic protocol. When you're doing a competition prep, it's oftentimes easier to have, you know, 1 or 2, maybe 3 meals depending on how deep into a deficit you are. When I'm doing a prep, I like to just keep things super simple. When I'm in a lower end, like when I'm in a pretty steep deficit, I'll do like a 1 meal a day approach. This is basically an example of what all of my macros for a day, apart from, you know, maybe a keto brick and a fatty coffee would entail. So if I have my brick, have my coffee, and then I have this meal, I'm pretty much done for the day. So it makes things super, super easy and streamlined. So this is basically like a keto competition prep casserole, so to speak. Crystal's gonna get the macros. While she's doing that, I'm gonna show you what we got. We got 3 eggs. We got 2 ounces of liverwurst. Micronutrients are key at all times, especially when you're in a deficit. So getting some organ meat in, some liverwurst is good. We have 3 pieces of bacon?
4 pieces.
4 pieces of bacon. How much cheese we have?
3 ounces of cheese.
3 ounces of cheese and 8 ounces of 80-20 ground beef. We're gonna cook all this in a what do they call that? A dish?
Yeah, just like a casserole dish.
We're using some avocado oil to make sure that's all lubed up real good. Our macros for this are
132 grams of fat, 108 grams of protein, and about 2 grams of carbs, a little bit for the eggs, cheese, and the liverwurst. Totaling 1,628 calories. So we're not recommending that people only eat that much, but at the end of a cut, this is a really great way to kind of fill in those calories with just one big meal. You can add more or less ground beef, more or less cheese, so on and so forth to fit your macros with, you know, an additional fatty coffee or keto brick or whatever else.
You could do like a 75-25 ground beef or an 80-20 ground beef or an 85-15, depending on where your macros are. But this is like the baseline foundation that you can build upon. If you need more fat, add a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. Like the possibilities are endless.
Endless. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the oven to 375 degrees.
What do you want me to do?
Let me do that. You gonna spray that?
I'll spray it. Boom. Now what do you want me to do?
All right, so now what we're gonna do is just mix all of these into the bowl. I would do the ground beef and the liverwurst first.
Okay.
So we're gonna add those 2. The goal is not to make this like a super eggy dish. It's actually supposed to be mostly meat, and the eggs and the cheese will really help to hold everything together.
What seasoning?
Oh, no seasoning. What do you want?
What about that steak seasoning?
We'll do some salt.
Some salt. If I was really like tracking my sodium and electrolyte intake, I would pre-measure this out. But since I'm not in a prep right now, I'm just gonna throw whatever I want in there.
Which one of these 2?
Let's go with this one. Steak rub. Boom. I'm just gonna use my hands.
Yeah, that's what I would probably do.
I ain't messing around.
Ain't messing around. By the way, this is my favorite seasoning of all time. This is Cabela's Competition Barbecue Rubs Steak Rub. It's so good. So good. It has garlic, salt, garlic, spices, and extractives of paprika dried. Extractives. But you guys can see it's just so thick, and oh my gosh, it's my favorite.
Bacon?
So good. Yeah, go ahead and add the bacon. We're just gonna try to like really mush things up in there and get it looking pretty good. Get it looking good.
This recipe is so extrative, y'all.
Let me add the egg in for you.
I'm gonna go cheese first, right? Cheese? Makes
Sure.
sense.
I was also gonna top it with cheese, so we can just put
Save a little bit
some
for
of it in there and then some of it for on top. Make it look real nice and cheesy.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Kind of like a meatloaf almost.
Yeah, it kind of is like a meatloaf. We love things like this where you can just literally throw it all together and go for it.
This is great for meal prep. I mean,
I just made a bunch of these like last week. I put it into a glass Tupperware, and then you can bake it just in the Tupperware, or you can do it all together and then break it up and put it into the Tupperware separately.
You could scale this up and do like a 7 days week worth of macros if your macros are the same for the whole week, and then just, you know, divide yourself out 7 portions. It's all about simplicity in a prep.
And another thing is a lot of people during prep feel like they can't eat with their families, and you can do the same exact thing for your family, but if they want to add in some veggies or, you know, some onion or whatever to it, they can make it however they want. You can have a whole thing laid out for your family, and everyone can kind of pick and choose what goes into theirs, and yours will just be prepped. So it's a really nice way to like get the family to kind of eat in the same thing as well.
Okay. Put some cheese there on top.
Smash that down. And the liverwurst is such a good touch because there's not a ton in there to where it's like a super overwhelming taste, but you are getting that micronutrient density, especially at the end of a cut when your body is really craving it.
Rinse my hands off.
Okay.
Sprinkle a little more salt on top for good measure.
Whew, that's a lot of salt. All right, this adorable little casserole dish is gonna go in the oven at 375 degrees, and we will bring it out and test it out for you guys when it's all done.
How many minutes, roughly?
There's a reason I didn't say that.
We don't know. It smells really good.
It does smell really good.
Boom chakalaka. Should I let it cool or should I just dive in?
I don't know.
Let me get a plate, we'll cut it out.
Okay. It is, you can tell that it's like super fatty. It looks really good. You can see the oils, you know, bubbling up and stuff. Love it.
All right.
I did check the temperature prior, just to make sure that it was done fully. So you guys feel free to do that as well.
Maybe like a spatula or something. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I cut it, but.
Yeah, I would do another one like this.
Okay.
Woo! That was an interesting cut.
I'm about to eat this whole thing right now. But we're going with it. Boom. All right.
Woo!
There's our, oops, sorry, I didn't give you a fork. Should we dive in?
We should dive in. I like the crispiness of the corners.
Crispiness of the corners. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's really good.
Wow.
It's pretty ballin'.
Mm-hmm. That is really good. I personally, if it were, I feel like Robert's probably gonna eat the majority of this, but if it were me, I would have cooked the bacon a little bit before, just so it was like a little bit more crispy bacon, and maybe sprinkled it on the top, but so good.
But, all right, y'all, check this out. You're in a prep, your calories are low, you've had a fatty coffee in the morning, you get a brick at some point in the day, and then you want one big meal that fills you up. This whole thing could be a meal. It's hot, it's delicious, it's got your protein covered, it's got your fat covered, it nails your macros easy. This is like the whole...
Really good volume too.
Lots of volume, and it's super nutrient dense. Like there's nothing here that your body's not going to use and take advantage of. So from a contest prep, meal prep standpoint, this is like my go-to bread and butter. It's not a really good analogy on keto. This is my go-to when it comes to like an OMAD approach to keto in a prep. So for the full recipe, for the full breakdown on macros, and more pictures of me eating this stuff, check out ketosavage.com. Anything else?
Nope, deliciousness.
Dive in. I'm about to eat the rest of this right now. See y'all next time.